Good afternoon, everybody. Brian here with VetSource, checking in this afternoon on a lovely hot August day in Houston area. So what I thought I'd bring to you today is a little bit different from what I normally do. I'm kind of taking a walk through a buddy of mine's property to help him out. I've had a friend of mine over the years that has acquired some very interesting cars through the years that in the course of his business that he just hasn't been able to get to, and he's getting to the point now where he'd like to go ahead and start selling some of this stuff off. So what I'm gonna do real quick is take a walk through here in what I call his field of broken dreams, so you can kind of see. And if anybody has an interest in any of these cars that I'm detailing here, by all means you can go ahead and let me know, and I'll take some more further detailed videos of each individual car so that you can see some of these. Some of these are going to be just purely parts cars. Some of them are buildable, you know, with enough elbow grease and spit. But let me get walking through here so you can see what we're looking at. So this first one I've been kind of eyeballing here. I believe this one is a 38 Dodge or Plymouth. I can't remember off the top of my head. This is one he picked up as a roller several years ago. It's got quite a few goodies left on it, but it's I think that's a business coupe, I think. But it's got the extra window in the back there. There is a Willis here that was set up as a hunting rig, so it's here available. This, of all things, is a real 1966 GTO. This is an actual 242 car. It's pretty rough, I'm going to be straight up with you, but it's got a lot of good parts left on it. I think that for the right person this could be restorable, or at least used for parts on another one. It's got a few things. Obviously it's seen better days. Headlights are in it still, the tail lights are in it. I'll probably take a walk around so you can see. There's a 66 Ford Mustang body shell that it's really not terribly bad. This one here, can't really see too well from here, but this is a 36 Packard 120 convertible. This one, the body is kind of a put together, but I'll be honest with you, the frame on this one is really cool. It's got a really good frame still on it, and it's highly original, the frame. So that's a lot of good Packard specific parts for somebody there. This hidden in the bushes is nothing. That's a parts, one of my Corvette parts cars there. This here, kind of behind this, is what's left of a burned out 56, I believe, Chevy. It was a really nice custom hot rod till it burned. Mainly good for the stainless trim that's still on it. I don't believe, no, the motor's gone out of it. Floors are completely rotted away. But there's probably a few odds and ends you could scavenge off of this car. Like I said, the stainless trim is still there. There's actually one of the taillight housings on the roof. The back side, we can look up a little bit here and we can see this Packard. It's got the banjo steering wheel in it still. The doors are on it. Trunk lid's there. There's that 66 Mustang. Well, the Pontiac, the GTO did have the taillights in it, but they're gone. So hopefully somebody didn't steal those. What's left of another Corvette that I'm tearing apart. We'll walk over here and get to the back row so you guys can see over here. Like I said, my buddy was really good at acquiring cars, and like a lot of us, we acquire some things and then sometimes we realize, wait, I'll never get to all of them, and I've got other things in life that I've got to get to. So he's at the point now where he'd like to go ahead and move these on to other people that may be able to do something with them. So here we've got a, I think it's a 71 or 72 Cutlass. This is the notchback version or coupe. Cool thing about this one, it was hit really hard in the front. We acquired this through the salvage auction, but it's got a fiberglass ram air hood on it, 442 hood on there. I don't think it's an original, I think it's an aftermarket, but it is on the car. Yeah, in fact, it's an aftermarket. Motor's still in it, but might be able to be worked on. This poor thing here only had about 40,000 miles on it when he got it. This is a Cadillac Biarritz, 83, 84 with a stainless steel roof. Unfortunately, it suffered. I think this was a theft recovery, if I remember correctly, but it suffered pretty bad. sitting around. You can see the interior was actually quite nice on this in the beginning. It can be brought back, but it's going to require some definitely body work to get it back into shape. Here we have over here I think this is a 68 Charger. It was hid in the back. Of course, like most of them sitting, the rear frame rails are completely rotted out. This is, I don't know, this is probably just a parts section kind of car, really. Here is a 68 Satellite. Right here, a body shell, what's left of it. I think that has a big block K member in it. I can't remember. There's actually, I believe that's a 383 block in there, short block. So there's some cool stuff there. But you can see it's just the ravages of being around. This is why Chrysler products are not, they're great cars, but the sheet metal back in the 60s was really not that good. We've got, now that's one of my Corvette frames. That's one of my Corvettes that need to come out of here. It's another one of my Corvettes I'm parting out. This one here is kind of cool. This is a 60 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, and this is a shame. I mean, this was really probably a really neat car back in the day, but even when he acquired this, it was pretty bad. But from a parts guy perspective, God, this has got some super awesome trim on it still. I wouldn't attempt a restoration of this one. It just wouldn't be economically feasible. But man, there's a lot of cool stuff on that that can be had from somebody restoring another car. There's even some, in fact, I think a lot of the interior pieces are still in it. Ouch, it's hot. Okay, we'll wait on that one. Actually, I can get a shot from back here. Yeah, look at that. The AM radio is still in it. Steering column's still in there. There's a lot of pieces workable for a restoration guy to deal with. Unfortunately, they crunched that corner. Man, the taillight housings are in there. That's a parts blast right there. There's a 34 Buick. That thing, it's there. I'm just going to say that. If anybody wants any further information on that one, let me know. Here's an oddball to the collection. This is a, what do they call these? Elements. Honda Element right here. So this one's kind of neat, but nothing I'd really get interested in. I'm going to walk over here to this side so you guys can see over here too. On our final row, closer to the house here. Show you these last 10 or so cars. This is an 84 Corvette that we're finishing, or I'm finishing, parting out. This one burned in the front. So that one's just for parts, obviously. Next to it is a poor burned out, it's another 1960 Cadillac. The motor is still in this car. And I think the tranny's in there too. I mean, it's rotten. It burned hard. So it really, there's no rebuilding of this. But again, there's a lot of trim and stuff on this car. I think the deck lid may still be good. The taillight housings are on it. The rear bumper, rear bumper's no good. Taillight housings are there. Yeah, I think that trunk lid is actually good on this. The rest of the car, it'll come out of here in pieces. Because these older cars, when they burn, the metal loses its shape, so it rusts really quickly. This is a really cool Buick Riviera with the clamshell opening taillights. This car ran when my buddy pulled it in here. I think it does still start if he goes into it, and it's complete. The whole car's here. It's a really beautiful design, Buick Riviera. Of course, it's suffered the same fate, sitting around for a while, so it needs lots of love and TLC. This is an interesting one here. This is a Ferrari Daytona replica built on a Corvette frame, a 71 Corvette frame. It's titled in a 71 Corvette. So the front end is still good on this, and the motor's in it. That's the original Corvette drivetrain. They even use the original Corvette firewall on this one. So this front clip is good. Kind of a neat car. It looks like it's a real Ferrari, but it's not. Right here we've got a 56 Buick Special. This is a neat car. If I had more room, more time, I'd probably grab this one just to have it. It's still got its Buick nail head in it. Let's see if our hood will... I can't get the hood up. Original nail heads in there. The car's here. A lot of the trim pieces, it was kind of midway through a restoration and they stopped doing anything with it. It's still restorable, I think. You definitely got to put some work into it, but it's there. Here's another 36 Packard right here that is pretty rough. Not gonna lie, this is a 110 if I remember correctly. So this originally came with a 6-cylinder. Somebody had already updated the front suspension. I think that's a Mustang 2 front suspension in there. Different steering column. Yeah, it's a Camaro steering column. We've got a Oldsmobile 442. This is another real 442 right here. Let's see if I can get around to this side so you can see it. On this Packard, the grill is actually still in this too. The grill blades are there. These are really hard to find. Yeah, this 442 is here. It's rotten, I'm not gonna lie, guys, but you never know, somebody might want to bring it back because it's a real 442. I think that's a 71. There's another Willys right here. Motor's still intact in this one. It's kind of an unusual one. It's more like a suburban sedan kind of thing, so it's kind of cool. We've got a lonely little 48. I think it's a 48 or a 40. No, it's got to be a 48. Chrysler New Yorker. This has got the Hemi in it, the early Hemi, Chrysler Firepower Hemi, and I think he said he had this running at one time. Pretty neat car, you know. It's all here, you know, but again, it's going to need to be completely gone through. Maybe best even for parts. You know, it's a sedan, it's a 4-door. In the car world, the guys always say too many doors, but you know. So another Willys with an extra bed. That's a truck Willys, so that one's kind of cool. Of course, a postal Jeep. Anybody want a postal Jeep? We call that big purple brown or a purple Barney mobile. And we've got to put the phone in do not disturb mode and got a call there. So let me walk over here, get these last few cars categorized or marked in. There's one of my Corvette hoods there, which is really no good. This is a later 60s Chevy truck, short wheelbase, I believe. Is there a motor in this one? I don't remember if the motor's in this one or not, but this is actually more of a recent acquisition. So this one's here. And I think that is about gonna do it. So as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, about 22, 23 cars here, guys. That of course, like I said, they would make excellent parts cars or rebuilders if you're really into rebuilding, but me being in the parts side of the business, I look at these as prospective parts because these have a lot of hard to find parts on them, especially the stainless trim. So if you got an interest in anything, you can always give me a call direct, Brian at VetSource, 832-654-7367, or just make a comment below, or find me via email, vetsource@hotmail.com. I'm also on Instagram, so you can find me multiple ways to find me. Make sure if you've got anything to add to the discussion, go ahead and put it in the comment section below. And I will be back tomorrow with some more stuff for you guys as we get back into Corvette stuff tomorrow probably, all right? Thanks again for watching, and if you stuck around to the end, I appreciate it. We'll see you guys then.